Man, Michael Bay even gets final cut on the f***ing logos? It takes 2 studios to deal with the ego of Michael Bay.
Earth.
Optimus Prime is actually still talking from the last movie.
A species much like our own.
Except not metal, not computer, and can't transform. You know your robot fighting movie's in trouble when it starts the story in 17,000 BC.
And great violence.
The movie uses primitive hunters as the example of brutality of humanity instead of, like, the last Transformers movie. Old-timey Transformers are dicks to indigenous Earth people, in case you confused it with Shanghai, Ohio. Also, just in case you need to know the exact time and that it's not yesterday. Man, the child molesters in this town just aren't being subtle anymore.
For the last 2 years.
Audiences in 2009 were given a real treat when Optimus Prime released his first spoken word album and it played during the Transformers sequel. Why does the Decepticon Elimination Force bring regular military guys and regular weapons and, well, anything except Autobots on the missions to eliminate Decepticons?
I smell him.
Robot can smell another robot, and yet the military was just using radar and other detection shit a second ago. Military tries using all their RPGs and guns and shit before sending in the Autobots.
We got a second Decepticon.
Why does this Decepticon ever start moving in the first place? He never goes in for an attack, he basically just drives down the road the whole time. He could have just stayed here and looked like an ordinary car. Why are the damn Autobots so f***ing far behind the rest of the action? Jesus, you are hunting evil robots, and you have good robots on your side! People inside building are enjoying quiet, peaceful life before something outside crashes into their apartment cliché.
Free and sideswipe!
So here's how to confuse people during action scenes. Sideswipe looks no different than the Decepticon car they're chasing. Also, what do these army guys really do? They've got a bunch of Autobots doing the fighting. Their own weapons are pretty useless. They're basically only here because they were in the first movie. See what I mean? With Bay's Transformers, you can never really tell which robots are good and which ones are evil until they're fighting each other. And even then, you've got like a 50-50 shot of guessing right.
Damn, I'm good.
Not really. That asshole was just a car the whole time. He never once gave any resistance and transformed only once, and that was to crash through the old dude's house. Again, why not just have Optimus Prime in on the attack from the beginning? It could have saved lives and millions of dollars of destruction.
Autobots, I'm in pursuit.
Well, you wouldn't need to be in pursuit if you'd been with the group when they hit the Decepticon. You'd just be there, winning the battle already. Also, Optimus finds a way to kill this Decepticon so that it conveniently avoids all cars and traffic. See how f***ing quickly Optimus dispatched this fool? Jeez, does the US military just want to see some Shanghai destruction?
Punk-ass Decepticon.
Well, at least this movie won't waste more time with that f***ing chihuahua. Yeah, make sure you label the boxes Sam so we can tell them apart from all the other boxes for all the other children going off to college that we don't have. Jesus, how long does the letting the audience know Sam is going off to college scene really need to be? Well, at least they won't subject us to more Megan Fox in this one. The sin for this scene is that any of the guys working at this place can get any work done. Character has sudden skateboarding fascination because it's a boy's room.
Until I get my man-child father fresh out of prison back on his feet.
Movie makes up ridiculous bullshit reason why the main character's girlfriend can't go to college with him.
Can't I hate you?
I don't know. Seems pretty easy for the rest of the world. This one piece of cube is causing the machines around the house to become Transformers? Why was there a need to build an entire cube if just a shard can do the trick? Gremlins robots. Dear Michael Bay, this is why people hate your movies. Honestly, who needs this many lemons? Are these bullets just tickling Sam? How did Bumblebee not already know there was a bunch of evil robots shooting outside? Did they just roll into the supermarket and say, "Give us everything"?
You still having voice problems?
Alien robots that can change from robots into cars and back still can't fix this guy's voice. This movie's like softcore porn, only no one even gets fake laid.
I adore you.
That's not the word that I want to hear.
Guy can't say I love you cliche. They have to physically present sports cars to these assholes before they can transform into them? They can't just show them a picture?
After all the damage in Shanghai, the president is hard-pressed to say the job's getting done.
You know, they make this guy out to be a secondary villain, kind of like Simmons in the first movie. Only, how can you argue with him? The military operation in Shanghai was downright stupid and irresponsible.
We've witnessed your human capacity for war.
Optimus Prime provides righteous commentary on human beings when the whole reason this bullshit started was because of some old robot beef that showed the robot's capacity for war.
When our national security is at stake, no one is above reproach.
Conference camera knows to jump to a close-up when something dramatic is about to be said. No one who watches space for a living sees a giant robot dangling in orbit eavesdropping on all government communications.
Is resting in peace.
Yeah, this is why you don't bury evil deep into the earth or its oceans.
Surrounded by SOSUS detection nets and a full-time submarine surveillance.
Sounds expensive. Maybe you guys should have taken it apart or blown it up or something.
The only remaining piece of your alien allspark is locked in an electromagnetic vault.
That also sounds expensive. Maybe you should have thrown it into Mount Doom or something. Sam winds up living with a bunch of hackers in college because that'll be needed later for the plot since Anthony Anderson was way too expensive to pay to be in 2 Transformers movies.
Post it, baby. Go, go, go. FTJ, FTJ.
Leo plays the acronym game so that Sam has to ask someone what the hell stupid thing he means by that.
The internet's pure truth.
Especially how too basic. Haha, she bought pop brownies openly in broad daylight on a college campus. It's like Michael Bay wants to just throw all the cliches he can find into a blender, but because he's an alien, he doesn't quite understand how any of them work. College? Well, a Mountain Dew machine for you. And a pot brownie for you. And a gorgeous supermodel naked in a towel but in full makeup brushing her teeth on college move-in day for you. What the fuck? Also, has anyone involved in this production actually ever eaten pot cookies? They don't kick in right away, and they sure as don't make you hyper and energetic and ready to tackle strangers.
Hey, Professor, I'd do anything for an A.
When Transformers apologists say they're just movies about robots fighting, then I bring up scenes like this, which should be on the cutting room floor and not ramping up a 90-minute concept into a 150-minute marathon of stupidity. This happens right next to one of the most fortified naval bases on the planet, but those guys don't notice anything until the
Activation of motion sensors on the western perimeter fence.
Decepticon bulimia. Alien robots take full advantage of the buckyball technology. I mean, shit, this is some T-1000 liquid metal bullshit here. Military has perimeter sensors outside the complex, but none inside the vault holding the precious Allspark shard. Take it down! Have you guys ever taken down a Transformer before in your life? What makes you think you're gonna do it now? Sam spends his first night of college hanging with loser roommates he hates. Remember, this is his eye causing this. The Allspark looked at his eye, and now this. User not online. He's not on the line or not online? Also, not that we see it in action, but Motorcycle Repair Shop in 2009 apparently has fast enough internet connection for video chat. How did Bumblebee know Sam was going to be at this party? Freshman! How the hell does this guy know Sam's a freshman? He's not really part of this frat, is he? He got dragged to this party by his roommates. Damn, half this movie's budget went to the songs alone. If Bumblebee didn't like this chick, why'd he even let her in the door in the first place? This chick is a Decepticon sent to kill Sam, but instead decides to behave like a really human hot girl would in this situation and storms off. He then apparently drove all night until the sun came up before reaching the cemetery where Optimus Prime was waiting to meet him. Also, good place for a private conversation. Nobody goes to cemeteries.
That is why they must be reminded by another human of the trust we share.
Why does Optimus Prime believe the United States government will believe Sam when the army guys tried to convince them earlier and it didn't work?
You're Optimus Prime. You don't need me.
Okay, see ya, Optimus. I should probably trust what you say after the first movie, but f it. We need to make this movie longer somehow.
We do more than you know.
What does that even f***ing mean? This ship has convenient blind spots so that no one working on it sees this shit.
Never seen anything dive that deep that fast.
So sonar can detect Transformers when they're in the water, but no satellite or radar on the ground can ever seem to catch these bastards coming from space? There's no reason whatsoever for these little alien robots to be speaking English. Except for exposition, I guess.
The cube was merely a vessel.
Was that its real purpose? To be a vessel? Now you're just making stuff up as you go along.
It has been absorbed by the human child.
Things the Allspark can do. Give life to inanimate metal objects and absorb into human children.
Only a prime can defeat me. And now, only one remains.
Phew.
Finish that for me.
Literally no one working on this movie had any self-restraint. The cube's power only affects Sam when he's in public places.
I will not be punked in front of the dean.
Are you f***ing kidding me? So you flirt and make suggestive comments to your female students while the dean is sitting in on the lecture. This asshole has been waiting entirely too long to steal the shard from Michaela. It's been several days. She's keeping it in her purse. Steal it while she's working on bikes or while asleep. This is not a difficult task.
That's because she's a freaking house of horrors.
Now we have an alien robot talking to himself in English. But hey, Planner's product placement, so we got that going for us. Yeah, I don't care how much you kick the box, that thing isn't getting on an airplane. Michael Bay's self-fellatio. Man, these Autobots would be a whole lot faster and more effective if they could fly. These are not the same green paint marks he made in the scene 2 minutes ago. Robot Girl Assassin waits for Michaela to show up to attack Sam. Yeah, this is pretty much the only way this robot was going to reveal itself. Transformers can now look like humans, and are completely liquid metal shapeshifters. Seems like this technology could have been used to greater effect and would have made things easier to get what they want if they could look human. Look, I'm just not buying that Michaela is that freaking stupid. As soon as she saw a giant robot tongue coming out of that girl's mouth, all should have been forgiven on the spot. Protagonist survives 2-story fall to hard floor because protagonist. What the hell is this asshole shooting at? Look, when it's genuinely difficult to tell the female assassin Transformer from the female assassin Terminator, you done f***ed up. So Sam and Michaela run out the hole that the robot just shot into the wall, but where's the robot now? It's got a free shot, but doesn't take it for some reason. Not that I'm complaining, but why bother turning back into the hot chick again? Are you afraid someone's gonna tattle on you at this point? Jesus, she even stalks her prey slowly instead of moving fast, just like a Terminator. Yeah, good thing you turned back into the female a minute ago. Now the coast is totally clear. Also, robot we saw shooting some sort of energy pulse in the library doesn't want to use that same weapon now that Sam's in a car. This robot that is excellent at appearing to be human is terrible at killing humans. Unexpected head-on collision does no harm to any of the humans in the car, and perhaps even more sinfully, does not deploy airbags. Yeah, no, Sam is dead. Okay, I'm getting pissed now. First, all of them are dead. That's a stupid high fall that no one could survive. Second of all, now the f***ing airbags deploy. Those airbags are completely gone now. I guess they were just an afterthought, like everything else in this movie. More stuff that should kill a man here. How can I expect the characters are ever in danger when they can survive everything?
I'm going to kill you. Slowly, painfully. But first, we have some delicate work to do.
So why did you throw him from the sky down into this factory when that could have killed him? Also, you know, in all honesty, the movie really could have just started here. Decepticons suddenly kidnap Sam, Autobots come to the rescue, boom, we're off to the races. This slow-motion shot is great because it tells us that Optimus was basically shooting at nothing, but then this dumbass stands up and takes the full brunt of the shot.
Hide, Sam!
This order is interesting because for a while I just assumed that the various Transformers in this movie were just following a signal that Sam's brain was sending out, but now it's clear Optimus believes Sam can hide, which means there's no way that he and the Autobots should have been able to find Sam in the warehouse a minute ago. In fact, even Grindor shouldn't have been able to find him earlier. Why does Optimus only ever use his supercharged orange glowing sword power when the going gets really tough? Oh no, Optimus Prime is dead. Except I'm not an idiot. The Fallen can tell when Optimus dies from Saturn. No one who watches the sky for oh, f it. We interrupt this Michael Bay movie to bring you Armageddon. We interrupt this Michael Bay movie to bring you Pearl Harbor. It's like Michael Bay was trying to out-Emmerich Roland Emmerich.
Revenge is mine.
Against who? Optimus is dead, all the Primes are dead. Do you have some strange need for revenge against Earth or something? You know, if I were watching TV and this happened, I would in no way take it seriously. I would think it's just an advertisement for a new video game or something. Also, why is it when aliens take over our satellites, the image has all sorts of static? Either broadcast your demands in HD or I'm just gonna take a nap. Also, where in the creation of these robots would they ever need a gold tooth? Helicopter is addicted to dead Optimus.
Asshole.
Yeah, Tyrese, earn that paycheck, man.
That's not what Optimus would want.
That's not what a recently dead character would want, cliche.
There's some things you just can't change.
Again, how the f*** can Bumblebee's voice processor not work, but he has instant access somehow to every audio clip ever created in the history of Earth?
Can you read this? Read?
That's racist. Also, Sam just happens to learn something important about the symbols right at the time he's surrounded by 3 advanced alien robots who can't help him. Well, at least they're not going to subject us to more of John Turturro's stupid character. God damn it! This is basically the only reason Leo's in this story, so the movie can reconnect us to Simmons again. How did he get the giant desk and all this other shit down here through that tiny ladder opening?
Shut in 1932.
So these archaeologists also had access to nearly HD-looking color Super 8 cameras?
They'll translate those symbols for you.
The movie gives us 2 fake-outs on the whole I know someone who can translate the symbols bullshit before the third person they finally ask can actually translate the symbols.
Closest one's in Washington.
Looks like New Jersey to me, but maybe they couldn't get the special effects to point in the right place. I guess Michael Bay is an equal opportunity ass exploiter, but, ladies? Because you can just jump up and hide in the display jets at the Smithsonian Air and Space Annex during visiting hours without being seen. Yep, that is exactly how it works.
What planet am I on?
How does he not know what planet he's on? Isn't he one of the oldest robots living on Earth? Didn't he come down here for a purpose? Rule 34 porn.
My father, while he was the wheel, the first wheel!
So the wheel got it on with what? To create transforming robots exactly? I want to sin the 2 characters who hate each other fall in a humorously sexual position thing going on here, but honestly I think it's more sinful that everyone landed in a completely random and scattered manner except these 2, and that only happened so we could make this stupid little body position joke.
Beginning, middle, end. Facts, details, condense, plot, tell it.
Ironic, a character in this movie knows the basics of telling a story, but the movie does not. Exposition overload. Seriously. I'm surprised Jetfire doesn't just turn to the camera and break the 4th wall for this shit.
The only way to activate it is with a legendary key.
Fuck, another artifact? I am still kind of confused about how this Allspark or cube works, but now I've got to learn about some other very important thing in this movie now.
The legendary key, called the Matrix of Leadership.
This is a really long name for a key, legendary or otherwise. It's like calling the key to my Nissan Sentra the desolation of smog. Also, I'm much more interested in the mysterious disappearance of the Matrix of screenwriting.
A great battle took place over possession of the Matrix.
Yeah, we saw those 3 movies. Honestly, you didn't hear what that sounded like when you wrote this script?
The Fallen was stronger than his brothers.
For years, this asshole buried himself far away on Saturn until all the Primes were dead. Turns out he was stronger than all of them anyway.
They gave their lives to seal the Matrix away in a tomb made of their very own bodies.
Should be easy to find then. Just look for a bunch of freaking metal embedded in the rocks. But this movie's gonna make it sound like it's hard to find for some dumb reason.
Without a prime, it's impossible. No one else could stop the Fallen.
But why?
When dawn alights the dagger's tip, 3 kings will reveal the doorway.
Well, that sounds like a riddle they'll solve in like 5 minutes.
That was my mission. It's your mission now.
It seems like you already knew exactly what you needed to know and had all the information in the world, and you still couldn't find it. Why do you think Sam will be able to do it?
We got cops.
But why? Why are the Egyptian cops chasing you?
Egypt, are you serious?
Earn that paycheck, Tyrese.
How is this little kid supposed to bring him back to life?
I don't know, but we gotta trust him.
But why?
Wait, a freaking munchkin.
That's racist.
From New York.
New York!
Yes.
Well, that seemed like a major obstacle for a second there. Good thing all you have to do to pass a checkpoint in Egypt is name drop New York. It's nice to take a break an hour and a half into this 2.5-hour movie to catch up with how Michaela and Sam's relationship is going. Apparently you can just break into the pyramids and f***ing camp out for the night. No problem. No security or nothing. 2 straight guys accidentally fall asleep cuddling cliché. These dudes can't be upright if the plane is tilted like you just said it was. Robot twins that have merely argued with each other so far throughout the movie thankfully have a full-on physical fight so they can uncover the secret passage and propel the plot. How did the Transformers melt themselves into this rock and have a beautiful painting covering the entrance at the same time? Legendary key made from advanced alien technology disintegrates because the movie wants to meditate on faith all of a sudden.
The voices and the symbols in my head led us here for a purpose.
Yeah, and that purpose is all dust now. It wasn't magical. It's not like you had a vision during a religious experience. You touched an ancient artifact and it relayed information to you. Sometimes life sucks a big giant dick. Okay, even if this is a good idea, how can you be sure you're gonna get all the Matrix dust? It's dust!
How do you know it's gonna work?
Because I believe it.
Oh, okay, Neo. Even Starscream with advanced alien technology can't hit shit with a flurry of missiles. Starscream flies away and then circles back because, well, I guess he read the script and saw he wasn't needed for the scene where the good guys come up with a plan of attack.
It's dead. Comms are down.
EMP burst.
Well, that sounds like something that would be useful for the Decepticons to use more than once in these movies. Actually, Starscream just f***ing bailed. I mean, he was completely immersed in a full-scale assault on Sam, and now he's just flying around and shit, not attacking anything, waiting for backup or something.
This ain't good. This ain't good.
Earn that page. F it.
You ever see that film Gunfight at OK Corral? Feels like we're right in the middle of it.
Nope, not by a long shot. Deceptive Voltron. Yeah, no, they're all dead. So I agree that Devastator is kind of cool and all, but what is the main thing the Decepticons are trying to do right now? They want Sam in his brain, so sucking up everything in sight doesn't really do much. What if you suck up Sam in all this? Wait, it can suck up the car they're hiding directly behind, but doesn't suck them up at the same time? The f***? Oh good, the Decepticons decided not only to keep Sam's parents alive, but also bring them here to be in the finale. Awesome. Also, f*** you, movie.
We got Jordanian! We got help!
How do you figure? I'm still trying to figure out how human armies aren't worthless in these movies, but we keep coming back to them like they do anything but scream one-liners.
Ready? That weapon!
Here's a high-ranking military official ignoring protocol and completely rewriting his orders on the pleading word of some guy on a radio. So here's a random snippet of action in the movie's climax. Good for you if you know who's a good robot and who's a bad one, and who's shooting at who, and whether it matters in the grand scheme of things. Polite debris. Robot testicles. Okay, so now could you give them the order to destroy the machine? That might be helpful and basically end the movie. But no? Okay. Things! Excitement! So this is what, the 4th time he's died in this movie? What the fuck?
The matrix of leadership is not found. It is earned.
Well, there was no reason to hide it then, was there? I mean, this is cheating of the highest order.
Merge the matrix with his spark. It is, and always has been, your destiny.
Oh, no, it hasn't. So the matrix of leadership, which is earned and not found, still actually works for this evil motherfucker who can't earn shit? And still powers the machine even though the Matrix itself isn't real? Also, he's pretty much a total badass who can't be killed. The only robot that can kill him isn't quite dead, and he just leaves him here because the exploding sun machine has to be turned on right now for some reason.
I claim your son.
Revenge of the Fallen waits until the 2-hour, 16-minute mark to show us the Revenge of the Fallen.
In moments we'll be at firing strength.
Sure, moments. You have the technology to blow up suns, but it has to boot up like an old Commodore 64. Oh, the Fallen is Magneto now, because reasons.
This planet will be dark forever.
Well, if you destroy the sun, this planet will do a hell of a lot scarier things than go dark, I can tell you that. Because I kind of sort of know Neil deGrasse Tyson.
This is over.
Oh, fuck. You know, sometimes a shot just demands you use slow motion. Just end the movie already.
Okay, don't be sucking the sack, bro.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the f***ing box?
Tell me, Mr. Anderson, what good is a phone call if you're unable to speak?
You know what I was thinking?
What?
I really don't think that the animal cracker qualifies as a cracker.
So you just called after respect and all? Let's just stop for 5 seconds. Wait,
Nobody with the Jesus.
So let me ask, if we ultimately conclude that our national security is best served by denying you further asylum on our planet, will you leave?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.